All right, so welcome back to another backtesting session. Obviously, we are continuing on from yesterday, or not yesterday, the last video, sorry, where we're going to be doing February to continue testing this over the year and see how it performs. So that's essentially what we're doing, and we do get a break. So we are going to be taking this. And let's see, obviously January was a good month. I think we made like 10% or something, which was, good. So we're going to keep this up hopefully and see if we can get an entry. Now, this one we probably won't get one for just because of the timing. We've only got 2 candles left here, 1, 2, and it goes straight through on the 12, so that's fine. So we'll put this in for Feb and continue onwards. Make sure that's closed because it sometimes bugs like that, but that is a closed position, don't worry. So let's carry on, go into the next day and see what happens. So we do get a break to the upside, so we're going to go long here. And for those who are watching this for the first time, essentially what this strategy is just looking at how price breaks, and when it does break, if it closes above or below the wick in the high, and when it does do that, that then gives us potentially an opportunity to improve our win rate. That's essentially what we're looking for. So we do get a break to the downside, so this is a short position here. Now obviously this isn't all I'm trading off. There's sort of stuff that I'm looking at visually as well, but of course I'm not going to talk about my whole strategy in one video. I've done many videos on sort of the strategy I use and how I trade it. So there's going to be no trade that day, so we'll go to the next session and see. This is basically all we're doing. So that's a break to go short, and again that is closed below, so that again is going to be another short position that would be valid and does potentially have a higher win rate than the others. So let's see if we get tagged in. We do, and that is going to be a loss again, so not to worry. One trade, we're back to where we need to be. And that's the beautiful thing about risk to reward. Obviously, if you've done it correctly, one loss shouldn't matter. That's not going to be a trade. We'll go to the next session. Obviously, the win rate is less, the higher the risk to reward that we target. That's going to be a break to the downside. But it works. I know the strategy overall works. It's just now about tweaking it and finding ways to make the strategy better, right? Because I don't want to be in a position where I just have unnecessary losses. So let me just see. So technically the one that broke the low didn't close below, so we will mark that as that. Go to next session, but that is a win, so that's good. And we're now up 1% on the video, so it's always nice to be in profit for the video. You don't want to be not in profit. That is a break of the most recent low, so we have to take this. Again, we go short, and let's see if we retrace back up to here, or do we just go straight to TP for 12, and it's now 12, so no trade that day. Go to the next session. And this is all we're doing. It's quite simple trading, but as I've spoken about in many videos, I like to keep my trading simple. I hate overcomplicating it. That really sort of held me back for many years, making my trade more complicated than it needed to be. There's just no point, in my opinion. Ideally you want to be able to come to charts and just have like 1 or 2 lines on your chart and be able to trade from that. So that's kind of what I've always gone for, and we're not going to have a trade there, so we go to the next session and see. doubt we'll have a trade here. Oh, we do get one. So that's fine. So we're going long here. And again, just looking at how price broke, it did not close above. So this one should lose theoretically. But let's see. I need to adjust this slightly. And place the new order. Probably won't have a trade here. Let me just adjust this again and see what time we're at. We're at 11:30, so we've only got 2 candles left here, I think, before price. 1, 2, 3, and that's now 12. So not valid there. Go to the next session, and luckily we did, because look at that. That was a massive sell-off. So let's keep going. And let's see if we get a trade. I doubt we'll have a trade today. Yeah, we don't. Next session. Probably won't have one today in this session either, but let's see. No trades. Next session. And that's 7:45 there. And we do have a trade. Go short, and this one is valid. Now I'm intrigued to see how the results differ from 2025. Has that tagged us in? I don't think it has. Now it has. From 2025 to 2024, right? Because you know, it can vary a lot. And you know, this is why I'm doing it year by year, because if I do it over 3 years, for example, and I know that it doesn't work, then there's just no point, you know, spending even longer back testing something like that. If that makes sense. Is that a break? No break. Do we break? Just about, but it's too late in the day. It's at 12, so that's past trading hours. So we carry on to the next day. Let's see, we do get a break to the upside. Valid one as well. Let's see if we get entered. Place the order. Adjust this to match up. New order. Adjust again. New order. And is that, yeah, that is valid. So we have to trade this. And we hit TP, perfect. So overall, yes, that was a valid one. So take both of those. Go to the next session. And I'm just really looking to see essentially what happens if we include this. Does it affect our profit, you know, negatively, positively? Because ultimately I don't want to be in a position where I actually start trading something that looks like it works, but over a couple years it's actually going to lose me money. That is something you really want to make sure does not happen. Let's put this back on. But the strategy that, you know, I'm trading here is very simple. It's not a difficult one. It really is just looking at breaks of structure, and as I said, with what I'm doing now in terms of modifying it, how it breaks structure, that's what I'm really looking to see. Just make sure we don't enter too late. So we're tagged in, and this one will probably lose. Yeah, the minute you see it kind of do that and then break the high, it's like guaranteed to lose basically. Which is another thing I want to bring in, is really cutting losses early, and seeing what that does, because, okay, we're not gonna have a trade today, because that's something I've noticed that happens quite a bit, and I'll go through that once I've done this year of testing, and you can see statistically what that looks like, you know. But for now, we're just going to focus on one thing at a time, not trying to overcomplicate the strategy, and just see what happens. We've forgot to extend that. Put it there. New order, enter. Tagged in, and that is a loss. And that would be a valid one. So put that on like that. Remove. Go to the next session. Are we? Yeah, we're getting near the end of Feb now. So we'll see what the result is. That's not really a break, so we'll go to the next session. 27th. Let's see. Do we get a break to the downside? We do. So that means we need to go short, obviously. And again, we're just going to put in the risk reward, save, tagged in, and we do take a loss there. Again, unfortunate. Now, I think this month's results are actually going to be quite interesting. So we're going to take a look and see what the result is. So that is a break. So this one we need to take. And this is still Feb. I'm always conscious I don't want to accidentally include one that isn't for the right month. So I just want to keep an eye on that. Slightly need to adjust this. Like so. New order. Save. Chances are we're not going to get entered. Oh, we do. That will lose most likely. What news is this? We hold 3 news regardless, so this, doesn't matter, but we'll just see. Yeah, that's going to be a loss. Yeah, that's fine. Very messy price action there. But that's, part of it. And I think that's going to be the last one for Feb, so we can do the maths on it and see what the results are saying. Oh no, we still got another day of trading potentially. Don't think we're gonna get a trade in time. You can put it on just in case. We've got 2 candles left. Yeah, we didn't get tagged in. That is fine. So we'll just go to the next session. And we are now in March. So let's quickly do some maths. Okay, so as you can see, we lost -5% with this new thing. Total, which is interesting to see, and the no-wick one has actually been returning more consistently so far, and as you can see, the win rates are retrospective. So far throughout the year, we're on 10% for the normal one and 5% total profit for the wick return one. Now obviously this could change over the other months. That's why you can't look at it as a year-to-year thing, sorry, month-to-month thing. You have to look at it over a whole year. But that's February, and as you can see, we finished -2% for the month, still up 6% for the year, so that's fine. With some interesting stats here. Obviously profit factor is not terrible. Obviously we've had 3 trades that we could have had, break even. 2.7 is the best risk to reward that we currently have, and you can see things like the drawdown, max drawdown of -3.7%, which is fine. And you can also run the scenarios as well and see that ultimately, if you want the best profit factor with the best average drawdown, a 1 to 2 is currently the best success for sort of win rate to thing. But obviously if we go for a 1 to 4, then we'd actually be up an extra K. So that's what you kind of need to balance out. But you can see based on your analytics, the results of 2 gives you the best results overall. So this is why backtesting is good, because you can see all of this, especially when you start implementing a lot more data. So yeah, that was the month of Feb, and we will come back and do March in the next video. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.